For the bottom of the radial filter, the outlet or the capability to empty out all the solids is going to be a 2 times 45-degree angle to try and not restrict the flow. It's going to be at the bottom, and then at the bottom I have this reducer. All this is 25mm. It's going to go up. I've cut some slits in it so that it can sit firmly on the bottom and still not restrict any intake. That way it doesn't matter if it's if I hadn't had these slits on, the weight of it might have dropped down and prevented the solids to easily flow out. But this way I know it's going to be a constant flow in, and hopefully it should work pretty well. So this goes on there, sits at the bottom in the center. Everything swirls around it, which means all the solids gather at the center and get sucked in when I empty this out. Maybe say once a week or so. So that's the idea. You have the suction outlet at the bottom. You'll notice it's not all the way at the bottom. It's placed quite a bit up, but it doesn't matter because the suction itself is going to be from the bottom, so that's going to be fine. And with the pressure within the barrel, that's going to be more than enough to push out all the solids. It's going to come out on this end, like so, and we're going to have a little ball valve with the 25mm, and then a sprocket out here so I can empty all of this out in a separate bucket and go water somewhere if I need to. The flow filter itself is going to be raised as well, about some 30 centimeters or so. There's going to be plenty of room for me to get a bucket underneath this to empty it out into, so that shouldn't be an issue. The only thing is the ball valve hasn't arrived yet, so that's going to be next step. There's also going to be 2 bulkhead fittings, 40mm, one going in and one going out. But they too are probably delayed until beginning of January. What you're seeing at the top here is the old overflow. I think we're going to leave that in case the output gets clogged or something of the sort. You will have a small overflow here. Now it's going to be, underpowered, so to speak. It's going to be too small for that, but at least it won't stop everything. And might also use it as a sort of skimmer if you need it. We'll see how it goes. And so here is a quick view of the overflow, or the outflow if you will, for the radial filter. I'm going from a 40mm pipe to a 75 intake, and so what I'm going to do is this is going to be placed in the center, and I've decided to put a strainer on it. So when it goes in, it will go in like such. So I've got 40mm bulkhead fittings. Well, there should be in the mail by now, but unfortunately they won't get here until the beginning of next year. But as you can imagine, this goes in through, and as soon as the water level rises up above this, as the water swirls around and around we go, the center should be the clear water. So this is going to be the outtake from the swirl filter. Now, I may or may not have a 100mm pipe go down on both sides of it, just enough to cover the top, so that if there are any particulates that are floating around at the top, they won't get skimmed in. They would hopefully then still drop down due to gravity, so that's the intention. Anyway, we'll see if that's needed. If it is, it should be an easy enough fix. But for now, this is the 40mm outflow. So this is my overflow siphon. Now, most of you are going to say, look Alf, why are you not just getting like proper bulkhead fittings and that'll be that? Well, I wanted to, but I can't really source them here. So I have ordered some from China, but I figured, well, you know what? This system is actually working really well for my aquarium in terms of an overflow, so I don't have to drill the aquarium. I figured, might as well not try it here. It works in such a way that even if the water is cut off, the siphoning is not broken. It is actually kept. So the water will simply stop here, and the pressure will still be in this pipe. So I can actually stop the flow of water, to my tank again, and this will immediately start flowing again without me having to prime it. It's only the first time that it needs to be primed. After that I can just pull this out and leave it as is. So that should work just fine. Again, my clean out pipe, my emptying out pipe here at the bottom, Unfortunately, I ordered a ball valve that came up, but that's for some sort of American fitting, and it does not fit our 25mm PVC pipes here in Japan, so go figure. So I'm just going to keep this in cab on, pressed down there for now. And yeah, I think the overflow filter is pretty much ready to go, so I'll put that out, and I'll get working on the plumbing for the big tank. So see you in a second. So, as you can see, I have cut off the extra grow bed that was located here so I can fit in my radial flow filter, and I just squished everything over a little bit. This should make plenty of room for my flow filter and enough of a drop from the top of the tank. Flow filter, make it swirl, outflow into the first tank, and the siphoning should return back over. In the meantime, I'm just putting my grow bed here, and just until I plumb everything up and get ready for it.